Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to the social study. I hope that you're having a good weekend. I hope that you are all safe and well at home or wherever it is that you're hunkering down today. But wanted to spend a little time with you. Who's out there with me today? I've got my beverage of choice, a very large cup of coffee. Hello, Miss Tanya. Good to see you. Welcome. Hello, Viviana. Is your husband working a lot these days? Here on campus, I want you to know, anytime we find ourselves thinking that the church is the building, we need to be reminded that that's absolutely not the truth. This building is just as beautiful as it ever is, and I love being here just as much as I ever do. But this building is not the same without the church in it, and that is the people of God. I am anxiously looking forward to the next time that we have an opportunity to be here together. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're glad that you're here. Where are you connecting with us from, if you don't mind sharing that? But I'm looking forward to our first Sunday back on campus in some semblance of normalcy, whenever that will be. It's with that in mind. Oh, hey, Samuel, good to see you. Great. It's with that in mind. I just want to remind you that all of the on-campus activities are currently on hiatus until at least the first of the month, and then depending on where we are with the governmental instructions and restrictions, we will reevaluate, and we're going to be proactive as best we can, but we're going to also be living and functioning in parallel to those instructions that are given to us. Okay, so I have proven one theory, that my nose does not itch until I get on this camera, because I have not rubbed, scratched, or blown my nose once since all day until I got on the camera. So anyway, but we're going to be doing this. Watching me on your TV, man, I hope I look smarter on your TV. But anyway, so the campus is wonderfully clean, but it's terribly empty. And so I'm looking forward to our campus life getting back to what the new normal will be. The LF campus is a vibrant place. There's a lot of activity, a lot of comings and goings, and it's just not the same. All right, Johnny, just be patient. Just be patient. We'll come up with a top 5 here in a minute for you, I promise. Oh, my goodness. So I'm looking forward to that. Josh is here on campus. He's working on tomorrow's worship set, and so we're looking forward to that. You can't see him, but he'd be more than welcome to say hi if you wanted to.
Hey, everybody.
See, he's off camera over there. So that's the way we roll up here. Keep him close, right there, where I can keep an eye on him. You know, some pastors, they have to have their thumb on everything. This is the way we are. Now, I'm not saying it's true, and I'm not saying he said it. I'm just, I don't know. My sanctified imagination, I don't know if maybe he just needed some time in the fortress of solitude. I don't know. Could be, right? I don't believe it's true. It could be true. It might be true.
Is Sarah online?
No, Sarah's not here, Josh. So he's not. What is it?
Or neither confirm or deny.
Yeah, that's right. Confirm or deny. He can't confirm or deny either of them. So, anywho's, but yeah, campus life has been very different. I'm very thankful that I have the opportunity to come to campus. I love being here, obviously, and I love what I do, and to be able to come here and spend time with the Lord and doing ministry things, although it be a little different. It's been very nice. Also want to say this, I have done a complete and thorough cleaning of the Keurig. based on the instructions and guidance given to me in our last social study. So the Keurig is pretty, it's clean, and it is running great. That is where this cup of joe came from this morning, or I'm sorry, afternoon. It's morning somewhere in the world. So let me just remind you guys about tomorrow at 8:50. We're going to open up with coffee talk, and that's just us gabbing similar to this ahead of our Sunday school lesson. And tomorrow, Jeff will be leading our Sunday school discussion. I know there was a scripture put out, but the truth is I don't remember what it was. So you can check, I think, in the area of where some of our links are, and they may tell you that. I'm getting an affirmative from my producer across the desk. So you can do that at 9 o'clock. It's a good time. We're going to have fun. You can interact, and we will welcome your comments, thoughts, and questions. And then at 10 o'clock promptly, we'll begin our morning worship service. And I'm going to be opening a new series tomorrow entitled In God We Trust. And I know that sounds a little bit like a layup or a simple knee-jerk response to current events. It is, but it isn't. The reason I have chosen to go this way is, one, there is a message that has been in my mind and my heart for a couple of weeks, and I want to share it on a broader, more deep platform that we'll do tomorrow. And I believe that in times like these, there are two significant and important things. The first one is that we as believers need to be reminded that what our faith is, who it is in, and what does it mean as it's manifested in our lifestyle. And then secondly, in times like these, I think it's a great opportunity to share with those who may not have expressed faith in Christ, those who may be new in their faith in Christ, those who may be struggling with their faith in Christ. This series will give them strength and comfort and information to better perhaps wrestle with and overcome those circumstances in their lives. So I think it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. I kind of wish we were there right now. I'm kind of ready to go. I'm about to put a bow on it here in my study. As soon as we get off the social study, I'll be putting a bow on that, and the notes will go up in our YouVersion app, and away we'll go. Let me ask you this. For those of you guys that were with us last Sunday, how did you enjoy having the split screen with the lyrics during music and the notes during the teaching time? Did that add to your online experience? I hope that it did. I believe that it would, and I'm very thankful that we have the ability to do that again now, because I think it does make it a greater experience for sure. Thank you, Viviana. I appreciate that. Now, I have to say this. We want to make your online experience as great as we can, but I don't want to make it so great that you don't want to come back, because preaching to wood isn't hard, but I don't want to do it forever. So, Johnny, are you and your bride together, or are you guys at differing locations and watching this together? So tomorrow at 8:50 and 10 o'clock, we will join together digitally. Tomorrow we're going to do something a little different. Now, if you're not as old as I am, I don't know if this was a tradition of Baptist type things. I don't recall ever doing something like this growing up at the Methodist church my family was a part of. But back in the day, we would do revival services. You guys hold on just a second. I'm going to do something here. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Hold on. Hold on. I'll be right back. Stay there. All right. I had to really get serious about scratching my nose, and I thought, I really don't want you to have to see it, because I wouldn't want to have to see it. So there you go. But tomorrow we're going to do a little bit of an experiment. back in the day, we would have revival services, and then each night we would kind of have an emphasis. Wednesday night typically was youth night and included pizza usually. And there was another thing that we used to do. It was called Pack the Pew. And it simply was what it says it is we would invite as many friends as we could to fill the pew with us in hopes of, one, winning a prize, but two, also that they would be in church with us and they might be exposed to the gospel and allow the Lord to work in their lives. So Pack the Pew Sunday or Pack the Pew night was always a kind of a fun, simple way to invite friends to come and join you at church. So this Sunday, we're going to do an experiment here in this new century of living in church. We're going to do a Pack the Pew Sunday, the digital version. And you say, Jimmy, well, how can I pack a pew if I'm not there to sit in a pew? That's a good question. The way we're going to do this is simply you are going to invite your friends and family to join you as you connect with ALF digitally. Now, I've not familiarized myself enough with the YouTube side of our broadcast. I don't know if they have an ability to create a live watching party like Facebook does. But on the Facebook side, you can simply click Start Watching Party, and that will invite all of your friends to come and to join you here at ALF. And I believe the reason I don't know is because I can't do a watching party for church because, well, you get it. And so I haven't seen it in its operation. But I believe it gives you the ability to see how many people are actually joining you in your watch party. So you can count those people, or if you have people in your house, remember, 10 or less with 6 feet apart. So you can have up to 10 people in your house. Or if there are people online watching with us that you know are there or they've told you they're there, you can count them. And then you're going to text your name and your number to a designated number. It's a private number, so don't worry about it. And that way we'll have the tallies from your pew, and then we're going to give away some prizes. Haven't quite decided what they are. We're going to be lavish with them, though. We're going to be generous with them. And, let's see what we have here. Oh, yes, you can. Okay, Viviana, thank you. So if you have the ability, you can do that there on YouTube as well. Looking forward to building our YouTube audience. We've only been there 1 week now. So as you're sharing the links, be sure to share the YouTube channel link for those who may not be active or even on Facebook at all. We're trying to make a bridge into the ALF worship service for those folks as well. All right. Well, I do have some things to visit with you about. So I made a note. As I was driving to campus today, I was just looking around at how different this Saturday is compared to most Saturdays. Just the traffic, the activities, obviously, right now we would be in the throes of baseball season opening, hockey season well into the Stanley Cup playoffs. Basketball season would be in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. So this Saturday, in comparison to other Saturdays, is very abnormal. And so as I was driving to campus, I was thinking about the differences today, and it came to me, and I hope you'll understand the illustration I'm about to give you. But I started thinking about this time is similar in my mind like a campfire. And you say, Jimmy, what in the world are you talking about? Well, stay with me. A campfire can be a wonderfully enjoyable thing. There is simply nothing better to be sitting around a campfire when it's cold enough that the warm campfire is comforting to you, but not so cold that you have to stand on top of it. And to sit out under a full moon or a clear sky and to have a wonderful campfire and to maybe be toasting some marshmallows and things. I want you to know that is one of the greatest experiences in life. I mean, man. Now, I like bonfires, but bonfires typically will happen in the summer and the fall. And so I like bonfires, but there's something about that intimate around the campfire type thing. And so a campfire, when it's controlled and restrained and managed, is a beautiful thing. It's a productive thing. It's an encouraging thing. But when a campfire breaches those parameters, it becomes a wildfire. You see, anything outside of the control is considered wild. You know, and unfortunately, that's what cancer is when a cell multiplies outside of its natural designed control. That's what cancer is. And so a wildfire is deadly and dangerous and destructive. And so I got to thinking about this Saturday and these current events in light of that idea, that thought about the campfire versus the wildfire. One of the things that I think will be productive from this time, this experience. Now, let me just say this. This is not a diminishing, undervaluing of the circumstances. This is a terrible time. There are terrible things happening. I'm not diminishing that at all, okay? So don't hear me say I'm trying to make light of current events, because I absolutely am not. That being said, through these days and through these events in your life and my life, we have been forced to do some things that, if we'll take some time, think about them, may be in the long run highly productive and beneficial for us as individuals, for us as families, for us as a church, and for us as a society. And the first one is this, is our lives, for the most part, have been completely unspooled. Completely unspooled. For most of you, your calendars have been wiped clean. Now, I have the opportunity and the legal right to come to campus and to minister because of what I do for a living. But for many people, their lives simply evaporated. Their calendars have cleared from stem to stern. Their jobs, unfortunately, may be on hiatus. So we have unspooled our calendars from stem to stern. And we think about, when life used to be so much more regimented. I made a note here. Before today and Corona and all that we're walking through, everyone wanted to be everywhere all the time. Think of the calendar. You'd wake up at an X amount of time and you had to be here, there, and everywhere. And you wanted to be everywhere. You needed to be everywhere. People wanted you to be everywhere. But here's the thing, is in a wound up, spooled up type of lifestyle like that, first of all, you can't be everywhere. And we can't do everything. And the truth is when we're trying to be everywhere and do everything, then by default, we're 100% nowhere. Let me explain. Is you may be sitting on the couch with your bride or groom, but if your mind is somewhere else, or if your mind is in your cell phone, or if your mind is in your iPad, or if your mind is in the television, whatever might be on there, then you are 100% nowhere. I believe with all of my heart that if we will learn and commit to continuing on, the unspooling of our lives can have a lasting positive effect. because I want to be 100% right here. The Bible says today is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that I have. Yesterday is history and I can't go back to it. Tomorrow's a hope and I hope to be there. But this is what I have. And I want to be 100% in the here. Now, I mean, we have to plan for the future. You understand what I'm saying, okay? Let's see, what else? Okay, so I had someone, any thoughts on that? How has the unspooling of your life affected you? Now, I know some of you, your lives haven't changed that much. Jimmy, we have you from Eastern Pennsylvania. Jimmy, I want you to know I love you. I appreciate you. I prayed for you on my drive in as I passed the Greenville bus station. And you know the joke that I'm making right there. But Jimmy is a truck driver, and he just transitioned over. He's going to be transporting medical materials and in support of this battle against Corona. But Jimmy, I know that your life hasn't changed that much. You're still working, you're still rolling, because if they're not turning, you're not earning. But I do know that it has affected your ability to go in and sit down and eat and fellowship, which I know is very important to all those in the trucking industry. And Pam, I know that your life hasn't changed that much. You're not only doing your job, but you're doing your job somewhere else in support of another facility. But share with us, if you will, how has this unspooling affected your life on a positive or a negative way? Would someone be willing to give us a share there? I'll wait. One of the unspoolings for us here at ALF is we have things on the calendar that we don't know if we'll be able to do. One of those things is communion for Palm Sunday. That's just a week away, and I have a hope, but I'm absolutely confident that we will not be back on campus in 8 days. And so we're going to need to plan and be creative and share communion together. It's okay. It's all right. Communion is the minds and the hearts focusing on the Lord and what he has done, and we will do that. I've been enjoying my time at home with Jordan. The time have afternoon walks together has really been a blessing to able to stop and breathe for a little bit. That's true. That's true. Oh, okay. Here's an honest share. Jimmy says it's a little bit fearful. It is. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, because one of the things in times like this is we can feel out of control because everything we think we control is where we find our confidence. Tanya says, I'm still working, doing phone calls to clients and things. So her day-to-day life hasn't really transformed that much. Michelle's working from home. It's a blessing, but a challenge as well. It is. Michelle, it's a challenge for you. And it's a challenge for other people because you have access to video and can call anytime for any reason for as long as you want. Tiffany says, it has affected me by losing my job for a moment and my son's school. Yeah, for sure. Now, Tiffany, is your job one that'll come back as soon as we open up for business again, as our president says? Oh, okay, Jimmy, you have to go to New York. Well, Jimmy, you could just hold your breath. I'm not making light, but we got to laugh a little bit, right? Pam says, I feel more appreciated. I think more about what I need to do tomorrow as I drive back and forth in the scary. Okay. You feel more appreciated. That's great. That's a wonderful benefit. We're going to talk about that a little bit tomorrow. about how we see and we recognize and appreciate people in this time. Working from home is tough. And then, being the teacher for kiddos, man, I don't envy you guys not one bit. Telemedicine. I think telemedicine is going to be a change that stays. I don't think telemedicine has been used to the proportion that it could have been. I mean, my goodness, the ability to simply connect and have a conversation, so much of what we go into the traditional doctor's office for, we could do just like this. So I'm hoping we will see those more. Okay, very good, very good. Yeah. Now, I think, quite truthfully, unfortunately, I don't see kids going back to campus this academic year. I think we're far enough into this and close enough to the finish line. I'd be really surprised to see students go back to campus unless they're going to do it over the summer, which I don't know how well that would work. I know that my son is in pharmacy college, and the rest of his semester is online, and they're scrambling a little bit. They're very in tune with technology and those sort of things, so they utilize it quite a bit. But this challenge has taken it to a new level. I guess I just never found the number to Teladoc. I'm going to have to search that out a little more. With that being said, let me ask you this. What are some of the positive things that you think will remain after this coronavirus blows through this time in history? Some of the things that I'm enjoying seeing, one is there's a whole lot less politics on social media. Now, you can go and jump in the politics pool, but for just that average day-to-day use, it seems to be trending down. Politics has its place. I'm not saying it doesn't, but we realize that life and healthiness and community are more important. So maybe that will stay around after this blows through our lives. I'm seeing some incredible creativeness out there in the social media world. Some of it is really good. Some of it, participation ribbon. Just saying. But there is a lot. I mean, the social study was birthed out of the coronavirus age. So maybe I'm one. Maybe there's someone sitting out there who's watching the social media, stop by the social study, stop by and they go, Jimmy gets a participation ribbon. Oh my goodness. So we're seeing a lot less of those sort of things. I have to say, I think people are being more kind. I've gotten a whole lot more of just the waves in the car than in the last week or so than I have in a long time. I'm excited to see some patience and some graciousness out there. And, the old adage, you don't know what's in you until the pressure pushes it out of you. And I'm seeing some good things. Americans are good people. And I'm seeing some really good things that I hope will last going forward. Let's see. So here's something I've noticed. What's up with the gas prices? You can buy a gallon of gas right up the street from me for $1.47. I have not seen gas prices like that in a long time. As a matter of fact, because I knew we were going to be spending some time together, I went and did a little research, and I'm going to share with you gas prices. And I started in 1978. That was a very impactful year for me in 1978. An event occurred in my life that would change all the other events. So I started with 1978. The average price of gas in 1978 was 65 cents. Can you believe it? 65 cents. That is, man, that's incredible. And so I just went by decade. In 1988, which was a very significant year in my life, that is when my bride graciously, and some might say foolishly, took my hand in marriage in 1988, in February of 88. And gas prices when we left for our honeymoon was 96 cents a gallon, less than $1 still. No, I'm sorry. I should read better. I was not married. Wait, that's true. No, 1988. That's correct. 1998. The gas average price was $1.11. So that's a really strong hold between 88 and 98. Now here's the one that'll make you choke on your own tongue. From 1998 to 2008, we went from $1.11 average to an average of $3.31. Now that will change the price of rice in China, boys and girls. That is a significant increase. That will change your family style of living and the size of your gas tanks and your cars. But right down the street, as of today, you can buy a gallon of gas for $1.47. We can afford to drive anywhere we want to go, and we're told to stay home. That is irony at its best, ladies and gentlemen. Irony at its best. So I just thought that was pretty funny. I thought I'd point that out to you. So I had someone send to me a suggestion, and so I'm going to share it because I love them and I appreciate suggestions. Here in the social study, it's an open conversation. You're welcome to share, ask questions, share ideas, whatever you'd like, and we'll see where the conversation takes us. So someone suggested to me that we design a meal using only the foods that are available that begin with the letters of our name, like for myself, Jimmy, Jimmy. And I thought about it, and I want you to know that my menu would have to be fairly limited, but this is what I came up with. So I'm going to invite you, give us your menu with only the foods that are available that coincide with the letters of your name. So you'll need to take a minute. You might need to jot them down, and when you get it written out, you can post it here for the rest of us to enjoy. And so let me share with you mine. My name is Jimmy, and J stands for, sorry, Tanya, just meat. Just meat. Just meat. As long as it doesn't swim, I'm in. I mean, we can have pork, we can have beef, we can have chicken. I am in. Just meat. I stands for just meat in gravy. Man, some sopping gravy was good. I had recently a meal graciously donated to me here on campus, and it was delicious. And the gravy that came with it, So just meat in gravy with mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes go with everything, especially if you've got meat and gravy. I mean, that's a man's meal right there. Johnny, can I get an amen from you? It's a man's meal. Meat with gravy and potatoes all day. all day. So just meat and gravy with mashed potatoes. The second M is this: make enough for seconds. Make enough for seconds. And the Y, which simply stands for this, is if you will just make me a meal with gravy, make me a meal with meat and gravy, include some mashed potatoes with enough for seconds, you'll be loved forever. Why? You'll be loved forever. There you go. That is my meal by my name. Let's see. He said amen. All right. All right. Oh, you're watching together now. Awesome. I'm glad that the social study is out there strengthening marriages. Turnips, oranges, noodles, yams, and asparagus. Now, Tanya, you know I love you. Let's see what Jimmy says. I have Huddle House here at the truck stop. You're making me hungry. No Huddle House for you. Well, I guess you can get it to go, right? Pam's having a good time. Hey, that's what the social study is all about. Just spending some time together, taking our mind off the coronavirus circumstances. Well, wherever you are, whisper a prayer right now. There's an ambulance going south on Joe Ramsey past the campus. I always like to whisper a prayer for them as they go, for those that are going to serve and for those that are going to serve. Don Crump. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Don, I hadn't seen your dad. I thought for sure Buddy would be with us. I thought he would for sure make it with us. I could, but it would take up space. So yes, Tanya, I agree. I could, but I probably wouldn't. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dill, onion, noodles. Okay, I'm seeing the beginnings of some soup, maybe some pho. That would be good. Maybe some, hot and sour soup. Oh my goodness, I just went there, didn't I? Okay, I don't know what it is about you people that makes my nose itch. I'm going to have to research that. Oh, maybe he's napping. Well, I wouldn't want to interrupt the man with his nap. That would just not be right. So, all right. Let's see what else. While you're continue the game there, what is the meal that you would put together using only the foods that begin with the letters of your first name? Yeah, Megan could. She could make a smorgasbord out of that name, right? Okay, Miss Cindy. Whatever Miss Cindy's doing, it's going to be good, and I would happily take that in. Yes, there he is. Okay, you know what? He may have been just sitting out there in the silent majority is where Buddy may have been. Buddy, I'm using your reindeer game. The meal that is the menu of your initials. Let me tell you, buddy, what mine was, in case you may have missed it. JIMMY would be like this. Just meat in gravy with mashed potatoes. Make enough for seconds. You'll be loved forever. I cracked myself up. What can I say? All right. So that is some fun stuff. Just want to remind you guys, tomorrow's schedule is going to be 8:50 for coffee talk ahead of Sunday school. It's going to be a great time. 10 o'clock for the morning worship. I'm going to introduce a new sermon series on In God We Trust. And I don't, man, I always like to undersell and over deliver, but I'm really excited about tomorrow's message. I really am. And I hope that you'll be here. And I hope that you're purposing to pack your digital pew tomorrow. And we'll go fishing in the ponds that the truck simply cannot reach. It'll be a good time. So looking forward to that. Here's a question since we're on the food topic. When the coronavirus wave blows through our lives and life begins to get back to normal, and they say to you, you may now not only go out to get food, but you can sit and dine and recline, what will be your first dine-in restaurant experience? Where is the place that you will make the quote, break your fast meal happen? Mariachis. Man, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. They make some of the greatest tortilla soup in town, if not the greatest. I don't know. The problem is I don't think I could go there for the first time after this time and have just tortilla soup. But that's good. That's good. Rancho Viejo. You know, Tanya, my family and I were really into Rancho for a while, but that was a while ago. I haven't been in there in quite a while for no particular reason. Just so Rancho Viejo. Let's see, who else do we have? Okay, Cotton Patch or Cracker Barrel. Yeah. Now I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go a little larger than that. Does anyone want to guess what my meal of location will be? A meal of choice will be? I'll give you just a second because bam, there it is. The Roadhouse. Oh, that'd be so nice. El Phoenix, yeah. Now I got to tell you, El Phoenix has the best chips and salsa in town, bar none. Well, it could be Starbucks. And let me give a shout out to Starbucks. Now, I'm not a company shill, and I don't agree with everything that Starbucks as a corporation supports, but kudos to them for supporting first responders and those that are working so diligently, and the healthcare providers and all of them, and giving them free coffee. Kudos to Starbucks. That's a good thing you're doing there, and I'm very proud for you to be doing that, and I'm very proud to know that the part of the cost of my cup of coffee is going to minister to those out there. Donate. That would be good, man. I am down with the lasagna or the chicken Alfredo. Okay, Tanya. The rib crib? Well, I don't quite get that. You can go with Buddy because Buddy also says the rib crib. Maybe we can all go to the rib crib and you can order your meal, and that delicious meat that you don't want to eat, you can just slide it on over. Jimmy says just anywhere I can sit and dine. That would be good. Pam says she's benefiting from the free drinks. Congratulations, Pam. I am very proud for you. You deserve it. We don't get out for dinner anymore. Well, maybe you'll have a cause to separate to celebrate. Maybe you'll get out and have some dinner. Yes, kiddo, Starbucks. I've enjoyed my free cup of coffee. Hey, Tanya, just remember, there ain't nothing in this world free. You're welcome. They have a good salad, That's like going to the beach only to lay on the beach. You don't get in the water. I will say this. My father is a big fan of their salad, and he does eat it very regularly. So I have to go, okay, you're truthful. Oh, I see. I see. Tanya's got jokes. I see. Okay. Well, I do want to say this, Tanya. If you're a fan of the corn on the cob, you remember a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about corn on the cob so much? They will rock your world with some corn on the cob. Johnson Street. Where you can sit in there and the smell of that place just seeps all the way into your pores. So when you start sweating, it's like going to lunch all over again. Yeah. Jimmy, you need to come in, swing through Greenville, and take a pause for the cause. And I, sir, will fund your visit to Johnson Street. Oh, well, now I have enjoyed the baked potatoes. My bride enjoys the baked potatoes, but mine is loaded down with the MEAT. Ernie's. Well, that's true. Okay. It is a much more enjoyable dine-in experience at Ernie's. How many of you guys remember when they were downtown with the sawdust on the floor? That sawdust gave a little extra to your barbecue. I do remember back in the day going down there with my grandfather. Good days. It wasn't yesterday, but good days. Let's see. What else did I make notes on? Yes, buddy. I could go large on some fried pickles right now. Matter of fact, if you and I were there, I might be a little bit embarrassed at how few you might get. I don't know. But yeah, fried pickles, they do something for me, right? Oh, yes, Jimmy. You, sir, are officially an old school. If you remember what it was next door to. Yes, sir. So, all right. So, here's a question. And we're not going to make it a top 5 because we're running a little late in our time together today. So we're not going to make it a 5. We're going to make it a 1. All right. So here's a question. Here's a question that I would like to ask each of us. So there's a lot of TV watching going on, depending on what your platform is: Hulu, Netflix, Crackle, whatever it is. There's tons of it out there. What I want us to share in our last few minutes together is this. I would like for you to share with the class one movie that is a stop-down, must-watch movie. Now, it doesn't have to be from beginning to end. You'll watch it from beginning to end, but if you're just scrolling through trying to find something to watch and it comes up in your schedule, and if there's an hour and a half left, a half hour left, or 15 minutes left, you're going to click on that and you're going to go watch whatever's left. Give us one stop down, will watch, no matter how much is left, no matter what time of the day, no matter who's watching it with you. What is one of, not the only, but one of your stop down, must watch movies? Now, I've got several of them, and I'm trying to decide which one I want to go with, because one will make me feel and make me be perceived as more manly. The other, some of you men may be calling for my man card. So I'm trying to decide. I've got 2 right here on Channel A and Channel C, And here on B, I'm trying to decide. Uh-oh. Oh, Johnny. That 3-hour motion picture greatness that is Titanic. Here's a little funny story about Titanic. When Titanic came out, if you know me at all, you know I'm a Titanic buff. I was going to go see the Titanic movie, and it was a Sunday afternoon, and so I invited some folks just to come. I just opened up, hey, I'm going. Anybody wants to go, you can come along. I was in student ministry at the time, and so I had, I can't remember, 4, 5, 7 teenagers accompany me. I didn't do any research. You did. How did you research things back then, right? You know where I'm going, right? So we go to the movie, and a certain artist starts to do a certain drawing with certain attire. Huh. Yeah. A little awkward. The place you do not want to see Titanic for the first time is in the company of teenagers from your youth group. Just saying. So there you go. There's a story from my past. Yeah. A Nicholas and a smile. All right. So what's those movies? Give me a stop down movie. I've seen some here. Now, let me ask you, Pam, are you in for the new, latest Top Gun? Two Mules for Sister Sarah and The Quiet Man. I actually have The Quiet Man DVR'd. I may have to watch that tonight. Jimmy, that is a great offering right there. A great offering. The Game Plan. Tanya, I have to be honest, I'm not quite sure what that is. May have to go look that one up. Let me go back and ask you, Miss Pam, are you in for the new Top Gun? Dun, 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 dun. I can't do the theme, but are you in for it? Or can it not be duplicated or added to? Buddy offers this, Island in the Sky. I'm going to write that one down. There's something about that. It makes me think that John Wayne may be a pilot or a part of a flight crew. Given what I know about you, kind sir, I'm thinking maybe that's in there. The Game Plan with The Rock? Okay. Now I'm starting to feel a little embarrassed. Maybe I saw it and I don't remember, because I'm a fan of The Rock. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. Pam says she is down for Top Gun. You know, we could have a viewing party. I'm just a little scared, if you heard the story about the Titanic, not to know what's in there. Oh, Open Range. Now, that Open Range is a good movie. That Open Range is a really good movie. The cinematography is over the top. And Tombstone, I'll be your Huckleberry. See? I learned what context clues are, so I guessed what Island in the Sky is. No, you can't go wrong with the Duke. No, you can't. There's not a wrong. Now, there could be a little lesser degree of good. You know, some are great, some are good, some are, but you can't. No, you don't go wrong with the Duke. Maybe that'll be a topic for another day. What's your favorite Duke message? Surf Ninjas. Okay. Robert Duvall, yeah, he's always a great addition to a movie for sure. So, all right. Well, let me. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let me give some honorable mentions here. A couple of honorable mentions while I'm thinking about them. The Hunt for Red October. That's a stop down for me. And I know it's also a stop down for my sister, Chris, because she said the other day she'd stop down for it. All right. Don't judge me. Waterboy. Don't judge me. That's a honorable mention stop down movie. Trying to think of what some others may be. I haven't given you my official answer to the question. I'm saving that. Oh, Braveheart. Braveheart gets honorable mention. Braveheart. Oh, Viviana. Yeah. Well, that's a powerful movie. Powerful. Oh, yes. It is a good movie. I like this. Life's Like a Box of Chocolates. Man, that Tom Hanks, he's the boss. And with that, I will bridge into the announcement of my official stop down movie entry. It is Apollo 13. Houston, we have a problem. That movie is the best of the best. When they walk in with that box full of stuff, dump it on the table, and they say, we've got to make this out of this, I think of my dad and I think, America. That's what America does. It takes a box full of nothing and makes something that is life-sustaining. I still cry every time, especially when they cut to the little boy who's at the military school and the clock's and you hear Apollo 13, this is Houston. I know they're going to live, but my eyeballs sweat every time. Don't judge me. Well, we are coming up to the top of the hour. I still have a little time to spend with tomorrow's message. And so we're going to slow our airspeed and we're going to tip our nose down towards the airport. And we're going to prepare for a nice, soft, controlled landing here in just a moment. Want to encourage you guys to be sure to connect with the church of your choice tomorrow. If you do not have a church which you can connect to digitally, we would be absolutely honored to have you connect with us here at ALF. We begin at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. And remember, tomorrow is Digital Pack the Pew Sunday. Invite your friends, your family, your enemies to join you for digital church. The message is going to be a really good message for believers and unbelievers alike. And if you've ever wanted to share the gospel with a friend, tomorrow would be a great day to have them in church with you. It's going to be a good day, and I'm looking forward to being with you. All right, that being said, we're going to wrap this edition of the Social Study up. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm praying for you, and I'm a phone call away for you. Please stay safe. Please stay home. Please stay healthy. And may the Lord bless you and keep you, and may He make His face to shine upon you. And may you purpose to be His hands and His feet in a loving and creative way during this special time of life. I love you guys. Take very, very good care. And I will see you again next time here in the Social Study.